Right. We'll go to the next heading called bill of supply. Bill of supply. Till now what we have seen, sir, if you remember? Tax invoice we have seen. Aram sir.
Yes sir, tax invoice.
Tax invoice we have seen.
Yes sir.
We have also seen when to issue invoice in case of goods. बोलो ना.
Yes sir.
When to issue invoice in case of services.
Refund
बोलो ना,
voucher,
sir.
receipt voucher,
We have seen a receipt voucher,
refund voucher.
payment voucher. When there is no need to issue invoice.
Yes sir.
Invoice कब issue करने की जरूरत नहीं. In that case, we will prepare invoice called what, sir? Consolidated invoice. These all things you have seen. Along with this thing, I have also discussed section 12, subsection 2, 13.2. Time of supply for goods generally, time of supply for services generally. 12.3, time of supply for goods under reverse charge. 13.3, time of supply for services under reverse charge. 12.3 is not important, but 13.3 is yes, very very important. बोलो.
Yes sir.
चलेंगे सर?
Yes sir.
चलो.
Bill of supply.
Yeah, who issues a bill of supply is
Composite supply.
a person who is under composition scheme. Because a person who is under composition scheme cannot issue what's the tax invoice because he does not have a right to collect tax.
Yes sir.
Likewise, a person who is unregistered under law, he can also issue invoice called nothing but what's bill of supply. So जो person register नहीं है वो लोग issue कर सकते हैं bill of supply. जो person registered हैं but composition में हैं, they can also issue what's the bill of supply. Now my doubt is, I am a registered person, but I am dealing with only exempt goods. Can I issue bill of supply? Should I issue tax invoice? Then what should I issue?
We can issue, he can issue bill of supply.
There is no need to issue invoice. I am dealing with
bill of
exempt goods, madam. मैं exempt goods में deal कर रहा हूँ. But turnover है मेरा 4 करोड़ का. Should I issue some invoice?
Bill of supply.
You have to issue introduction में बोला ना, भूल गया लगता है मैडम. You have to issue bill of supply only. Starting of first page में वही पढ़ा है. इनवॉइस तो देना पड़ेगा ना. तो गुड्स कैसे मूव होंगे फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस? दैट इनवॉइस इज कॉल्ड नथिंग बट व्हाट्स बिल ऑफ सप्लाई. नो, माय डाउट इज आई एम मेकिंग अ सेल टू प्रवलिका. शी इज अ रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन, डोंट वरी, आई एम आल्सो रजिस्टर्ड. 80% goods are taxable, 20% goods are exempt. मतलब she is coming and purchasing different goods. 80% of the goods value is taxable, 20% of some goods are exempt. Should I issue 2 separate invoice or 1 invoice? So can I issue tax invoice come bill of supply or tax invoice separate, bill of supply separate?
Separate.
मतलब can't I issue a consolidated invoice? You can. తెలుగులో మాట్లాడకండి, ఉంది ప్రొవిజన్ లాలో. Law says because you are making a supply to one person where some goods are taxable and some goods are exempt, you can issue an invoice with the name called tax invoice come bill of supply. ये जीएसटी आने के बाद फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट था ना, तब पूछा ये क्वेश्चन. जीएसटी వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జామ్లో క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుతాడు కదా, దాంట్లో అడిగాడు a person is making taxable supply as well as exempt supply to another registered person at the same time, can issue a consolidated invoice with the name called tax invoice come bill of supply. Answer is yes, he can. है प्रोविजन. नहीं मेरे को अलग अलग करना है, कर ले मेरे बाप. 80% के लिए अलग इनवॉइस, 20% के लिए अलग इनवॉइस. यू कैन डू. चलो.
Bill of supply. The following suppliers need not issue a tax invoice but should issue a bill of supply. Case 1, where the supply is of exempt goods or exempt services. Case 2, where the supplier is a registered under composition scheme.
Is registered under composition scheme, huh?
One cannot avail ITC on the basis of bill of supply.
Because in that invoice you will never find taxes. Tax का amount दिखेगा ही नहीं, तो where you will avail ITC?
A bill of supply does not have details of GST as the supplies are in relation to exempt goods and services or by a composition supplier.
मल्ली.
A bill of supply does not have details of GST as the supplies are in relation to exempt goods and services or by a composition supply.
ठीक है ना, समझ में आ रहा है?
Even if
GST नहीं रहेगा उसमें.
Even if an unregistered person issues invoice, such bill or invoice would be treated as bill of supply. This is for a simple reason that a tax invoice can be issued only by a registered supplier.
Who got a right to collect tax? Only registered person, not being composition person. अभी ये बंदा भी composition में है. Can he issue a tax invoice? No.
The relaxation of petty supplies will equally apply to bill of supply.
समझ में आ रहा है? मतलब मैं छोटी सप्लाई कर रहा हूँ. आई एम अंडर कॉम्पोजिशन स्कीम. समझ में आ रहा है? मैं कॉम्पोजिशन स्कीम में हूँ. I am also doing petty supplies. Should I issue petty bill of supplies? 1 रुपये का इन्वॉइस, 2 रुपये का इन्वॉइस, गवर्नमेंट से वो पूछ रहा है क्या बच्चा, देना ही पड़ेगा सर। मैं रहा मैं कॉम्पोजिशन स्कीम में हूँ सर, मैं कॉम्पोजिशन स्कीम में, पर वो छोटा बच्चा बोल रहा है सर 1 रुपये के लिए मेरे को इन्वॉइस चाहिए, मम्मी इन्वॉइस पूछती है, देहो भाई देना पड़ेगा। बट इमेजिन प्रवलिका इज दैट शी हैज़ परचेज 10 pence वर्थ 120, she has purchased 10 pence worth 120. Did you ask invoice? No. Did you ask bill of supply? No. Okay, is the supply made to register person? No. So in this, for all petty supplies I can issue consolidated bill of supply. Same thing what you have learned there will equally apply here. Whether you are registered or unregistered does not really bother.
The relaxation of petty supplies will equally apply to bill of supply.
Yeah.
Therefore, if the following three conditions are satisfied, then a consolidated bill of supply should be prepared at day n.
Yeah, consolidated bill of supply. हर दिन consolidated bill of supply बना लो चिल्लर supplies के लिए.
The value of supply does not exceed 200.
See, if you don't prepare consolidated bill of supply, you will never come to know what is your turnover. तो आप बोलेगा यार पेटी छोड़ो तो टैक्स कौन भरेगा, तेरा चाचा भरेगा। टैक्स भरने के लिए कुछ तो अकाउंटिंग करना पड़ेगा ना। So government says for all चिल्लर supplies, either you prepare a consolidated tax invoice if you are registered, if you are unregistered under composition scheme, then you prepare what's a consolidated bill of supply.
The value of supply does not exceed 200.
Yeah.
The supply is to unregistered person. The recipient does not demand bill of supply.
Yes.
In case if a supplier makes a non-taxable supply, then he should issue a bill of supply. Even if normal invoice is issued, it should be treated as bill of supply.
Am I clear?
Note, non-taxable supplies are those which are not subject to GST or exempt from GST or taxable at nil rate.
हाँ सर मेरे nil rate supplies मतलब those supplies which does not attract rate of tax.
Zero.
No. Nil rate supplies are different from zero rate supplies. Zero rate supplies are taxable supplies at zero rate. ఇంకా చాలా కొంచెం వెళ్తే వెళ్ళిపోతాడు అక్కడికి.
Unauthorized collection of GST, section 32.
ये सब अब हम लोग जो पढ़े ना वो है सेक्शन नंबर 31 एंड रूल नंबर 47 डील्स विथ व्हाट, रूल नंबर 47 ऑफ CGST रूल्स डील्स विथ व्हाट, ड्यू डेट्स टू इशू इनवॉइस इन केस ऑफ सर्विसेज. ठीक है, लीव इट, नंबर्स बाजू रखेंगे तो वी हैव कंप्लीटेड सेक्शन नंबर 31. अब क्या बचा, 32, 33, 34 बचा है, वेरी इजी है वो. 32 क्या बोलता है, अनऑथराइज्ड कलेक्शन ऑफ GST. You know this, any idea? Unauthorized collection of GST starting में बोला था. Imagine I am a education institute, not a coaching center. Private coaching class नहीं, स्कूल हूँ मैं, स्कूल, प्रॉपर स्कूल हूँ. अब स्कूल का नाम जो भी है सोचो. I am a school. I am providing services from LKG to 10th class. Maybe you provide foreign education, Indian education, state education, does not really bother. Education services up to 10th standard is fully exempt. Parents are not aware. So what I do, whenever the parents come to me, they pay 2 lakhs, I charge GST on it. Properly I am giving a bill to them saying that 2 lakhs fees plus 9% CGST, 9% SGST. Papam parents anta amayakulu kattesi vellipotaru. Example sir, one of the parent was far intelligent. She said very clearly, we have learned in Spark Institute that education institutes are exempt from tax. How you are charging GST? Faculty, matlab the management said no, GST is applicable on all services, so you have to pay GST. Now what is the resolution to a consumer is a question. Either consumer can fight there itself, or there is a law under GST sir, she can make a complaint to GST department. आप जाके GST डिपार्टमेंट कंप्लेंट कर सकते हैं, सर हम लोग ऐसा, हमारे पास एक बिल है एक एजुकेशन का जो लोग GST चार्ज करते हैं. अपॉन हर कंप्लेंट प्रॉपरली दे विल एक्ट सर. इवन स्मॉल कंप्लेंट्स ऑल्सो दे आर एक्टिंग. I'll give you one example if I'm not wrong. You know McDonald's, right? Yes, sir. ये पॉज करता हूँ. section says only one thing: any person who is collecting tax, cautious, ये पैसा आपका नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट का है. You are acting like an agent between the person who pays tax. You collect and you have to pay to government. आपका ड्यूटी इतना है, कलेक्ट करो, पे करो, पर जेन्यूनली कलेक्ट करो, जेन्यूनली कलेक्ट करो, करेक्ट करो नहीं, कलेक्ट करो. In a case if the rate is 12, don't collect 18. Don't make someone full. If the rate is 5, don't collect 12. If something is exempt, don't collect tax. Wrongly you have collected, either refund them, or in a case the person is untraceable, this amount has to go to government pocket. What some people do, they collect tax at the rate of 18%, but they pay only 5% to government because that item is taxed at 5% only. Government feels they are getting good tax, consumer feels they are paying proper tax. 18 minus 5, 13% is my extra profit. Government says nahi chalega. This is called unauthorized collection of GST. Now imagine you are using library services. You see many laptops and phones unattended. Can you simply pick up and go? ये तो too much. आपका है क्या वो चीज़? छोड़ दो ना. Imagine an item you are finding, a wallet you are finding in staircase. Can you simply pick up and go? What is your duty? Pick up, get to me and ask, sir हमको एक wallet मिला, किसका है? Because neither it belongs to you. Logically it does not belong to me. But because I am responsible for this place, I can go everyone and ask him, if this wallet belongs to you, please tell, I'll give you. But you have to tell me details of this wallet. So that's called unauthorized collection of GST. कोई नहीं कर पाएगा. Am I clear? Right. If you remember, there is a concept called इसको हम लोग कुछ बोलते हैं यार, doctrine of unjustified enrichment. You cannot enrich yourself at the cost of others. आप गवर्नमेंट को लॉस करके, कंज्यूमर को लॉस करके खुद पैसा नहीं कमा पाओगे जीएसटी के नाम पे. बिकॉज जीएसटी इज नॉट अ इनकम टू यू, इट्स अ इनकम टू गवर्नमेंट. हमें क्लियर? सो let there not be any unauthorized collection of GST. చెప్పనా చేయండి, ఆన్లైన్ ఉంది కదా, రిడ్రెసల్ ఫోరం ఉంది కదా, है ना, ऑनलाइन कर लो आप लोग. बट यू टू प्रोड्यूस प्रॉपर बिल्स. हाँ, वो बंदा है यार, मैकडोनल्ड्स का ओल्ड बिल न्यू बिल कंपेयर करके डाल दिया बस, जेरोक्स, ऑनलाइन कंप्लीट ओनली. Likewise, if you remember, whenever the chocolate rates are reduced, na, chocolates rate of tax, either they have to add extra chocolate in that box or they have to reduce the rate. तो अब कहीं कहीं पे देखो स्टोर्स में लिखा रहता है वहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा यूनिट्स एडेड बिकॉज ऑफ रिडक्शन इन रेट ऑफ टैक्स. मतलब बेनिफिट पास टू द कंज्यूमर भाई. If the rate of tax was 12 and now the rate of tax is 5, there's a sharp reduction in rate of tax. Either the weight of the quantity should increase or at least the total amount of the box should come down ना. ऐसे तो जो पहले भी वही रेट अभी भी वही रेट. चलो
Unauthorized collection of GST, section 32. Section 32 imposes prohibition on recovery of tax when the supplies are not subject to tax.
Yeah.
Any person making a supply being of nil rate, goods or services or exempt goods or services is prohibited to recover any tax under GST from recipient.
मतलब आप अगर अभी एग्स बेच रहे भाई, एग्स के ऊपर कोई जीएसटी नहीं लगता. फ्रेश फ्रूट्स है, फ्रेश वेजिटेबल्स है, नहीं जीएसटी लगता. लूज आइटम्स है, नो जीएसटी. अभी आप समोसा खाने जाओ, क्या जीएसटी पूछ रहा क्या? कोई बोलेगा समोसे पे जीएसटी नहीं है भाई. केफ कॉफी डे, हाँ वो अलग है सर, वो ऑलटुगेदर डिफरेंट सर्विस है, उसके ऊपर जीएसटी है. चलो.
In case of indirect taxes, the person collecting tax acts like an agent between the recipient and government. Therefore, in a case where tax has been wrongly collected,
कभी कभी हो जाती है मिस्टेक. Like example, till yesterday the rate was 12, from today the rate is 5. बोलो ना सर. तो our system did not upgrade from 12 to 5 and this day whole invoice was issued with 12. Wrong, गलती हो गई भाई, हम लोग चोरी नहीं करे, गलती हो गई. It happens because you did not migrate the rate from 12 to 5. You have charged everyone 12 and no consumer was bothered. So this is wrong collection. Either you identify the customer and refund them, if not, let 12% go to government pocket. Though the rate is 5, because you collected 12, let 12 go to government pocket. बोलो.
then
किसको नहीं होता क्यों रिफंड होगा? कंज्यूमर से कलेक्ट करके आपने पे कर दिया. अभी कंज्यूमर आइडेंटिफाइबल है नहीं है तो खेल खत्म. आपका पैसा गवर्नमेंट के पास है, मेरे पास नहीं है.
then either it should be refunded to the party or should be deposited to the government.
पार्टी मतलब कस्टमर, लिख लो होना है तो. It should be refunded to customer or it should be deposited to government.
The same concept has been learned with the name called doctrine of unjustified enrichment. That is, one cannot take benefit at the cost of others.
అంతే కదా, కరెక్ట్ నా అందీప్?
Correct?
हाँ
Section 33.
या ये हो गया सेक्शन नंबर 32. 33 क्या बोलते हैं? वेरी स्मॉल पॉइंट. 33 says whenever you issue a tax invoice, tax, you have to provide the breakup of tax very clearly. You cannot issue a tax invoice saying that all inclusive of tax. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. अगर 1 लाख का इन्वॉइस है तो उसके ऊपर टैक्स कितने क्लियर ब्रेकअप देना पड़ेगा. 1 लाख सप्लाई वैल्यू प्लस 9% CGST प्लस 9. यू कैन नॉट से हाँ 1,18,000 ऑल इंक्लूसिव ऑफ GST. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. So whenever you issue a tax invoice, breakup of tax is mandatory. Am I clear? That हाँ 500 ऑल इंक्लूसिव ऑफ फूड. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा. ब्रेकअप देना पड़ेगा. चलेंगे? अरे क्या हो गया रे इसका. हाँ चलो सेक्शन नंबर 33.
Section number 33. Amount of tax to be shown in invoice or document.
Yes.
In the case if any supplier collects GST as a part of invoice, then he is duty
Bound.
bound to show the breakup of GST in the invoice or document issued by him.
मतलब whenever you issue a tax invoice, you cannot say I'll issue all inclusive of tax. You have to show the breakup mandatorily. Am I clear? That obligation is given by which section? Section number 33.
Therefore, one cannot issue invoice or documents all inclusive of tax. This restriction is imposed by section 33. Note, a composite supplier is no doubt a registered person, but he cannot collect any tax on his outward supplies.
అంతే కదా, because you are supposed to pay tax from your own pocket. Continue.
Therefore, the bill of supply cannot be issued with a tax breakup or as all inclusive of tax.
Yes. Am I clear with this? Very simple. Section number 31 is all about invoice.
Breakup.
32 is all about unauthorized collection of GST. 33 is breakup. Am I clear? 34 is all about debit
Note and credit note.
Almost we are done with the chapter. End में आ गए, but still some portion is left. Debit note and credit note. What is this, sir? I said you very clearly.
If in our books the person is debited.
हाँ, अगर मेरे बुक्स में आपका अकाउंट डेबिट हो रहा है तो मैं आपको डेबिट नोट दूंगा. अगर मेरे बुक्स में आपका अकाउंट क्रेडिट हो रहा है तो मैं आपको क्रेडिट नोट दूंगा. Imagine I am making supply to Pravalika. Example. But वो supply price भी fix नहीं हुआ because some other factors will influence the supply rate. Example. So right now I made a sale to Pravalika saying that right now I am selling each unit at 100, but this is subject to change. It can become 110 also, it can become 95 also. Example. Pravalika said, agreed sir, no problem, you make a supply. Whatever changes in rates are there, we will issue a debit note or credit note. I made a supply at 100, the revised rate is 102. For 2 rupees extra I have to bill her.
Yes, sir.
So I have to issue what? Debit note. Because her account will be debited in my books. So I have to recover more amount from her. समझ में आ रहा है? मतलब सप्लाई करने के बाद आपको सप्लाई के रिलेटेड कुछ भी एडजस्टमेंट करना है तो इट कैन बी डन ओनली थ्रू डेबिट नोट एंड क्रेडिट नोट. If I give a debit note to her, she has to give me what? Credit note. If I give a credit note to her, she has to give me debit note. Am I clear? See, I think initially when GST was launched, there was no clear-cut contents of debit note and credit note. Debit note, credit note बनाते समय contents क्या रहने नहीं दिया था. Now government came with a clear-cut instructions when we prepare a debit note and credit note. What should be the content of debit note, credit note? Now common sense. When you issue debit note or credit note, for which invoice you are issuing debit note, credit note, should you write or not?
Yes, sir.
ऐसे नहीं कि हाँ पूरे साल के अकाउंट के लिए ये लो डेबिट नोट, ऐसे नहीं होगा भाई. कौन से इनवॉइस के रिलेटेड डेबिट नोट है, यू हैव टू गिव. नो माई डाउट. Imagine the adjustment is coming for 10 invoices. Can you prepare a single debit note or credit note for all 10 invoices? By giving reference numbers of those invoices?
Yes, sir.
You can do. मतलब for a whole month, for all transaction between me and Pravalika during the month, I want to issue one debit note or credit note at the month end. Can I do?
Yes.
Yes, you can do. But what all invoices you are adjusting, you have to give a reference number in that debit note or credit note. Debit note will increase your tax liability, credit note will decrease your tax liability. Don't forget that. Important है concept. आ जाओ.
Debit note and credit note, section 34. Prior to implementation of GST, the concept of debit note and credit note was relevant only for accounting purposes.
Yeah.
There is no fixed format for issue of debit note or credit note, even after implementation of GST.
Yes.
A supplier or
Hey, there is no fixed format. मतलब पहले नहीं था, अभी आ गया.
a supplier or recipient of goods or services adjusting their accounting balances has to issue debit note or credit note.
Yes.
Let us take an example where a concept of debit note or credit note can arise.
Yeah, example starts here. हाँ.
Mr. X makes sale of 5 lakhs worth of goods to Mr. Y on credit basis.
Yeah.
The general interest would be
कौन कर रहा है सेल?
In the books of X.
X कर रहा है Y को ना.
In the books of X, Mr. Y account debit to sales account. In the books of Y, purchase account debit to Mr. X.
Yeah, that's a routine entry. दोनों की books में बता रहा हूँ. In the books of X, what is entry? In the books of Y, what is entry? हाँ.
Continuing the
If
above
you
example,
observe, in the books of X, Y account is debited. Debit is a debit note. ये तो journal entry है, common. Adjustment entry नहीं है ये.
continuing the above example, Mr. Y returns 2 lakhs worth of goods to Mr. X. In this case, the entry would be sales returns account debit to Mr. Y.
मतलब X books में Y account क्या हुआ? Credit हुआ. तो क्या note देंगे?
Credit note.
Very good. Next.
In the books of Mr. Y, Mr. X account debit to purchase returns account
So
credit.
Y के books में X account क्या हुआ?
Debit.
तो क्या देगा वो?
Debit note.
So Y will give to X debit note, X will give to Y credit note. It will get matched in return. Return chapter में दोनों की liability adjust हो जाएगी.
In this case, Mr. X has to issue credit note to Mr. Y. With the issue of credit note, the tax liability of Mr. X reduces as the net tax should only on 3 lakhs.
Yes, next.
Likewise,
5 minus 2 ना?
Likewise, Mr. Y has to issue debit note to Mr. X. In this case, the ITC claim of Mr. Y will be reduced as he will now be able to claim credit only on 3 lakhs.
See, earlier he got an invoice of 5, but later he has given a debit note of how much, sir? 2. So 5 minus 2. Net credit claim should is only how much, sir? 3 lakhs. समझ में आ रहा है? बोलो ना सर.
Let us understand few examples.
एक्चुअली मैचिंग नहीं है आपके सिलेबस में, नहीं तो प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में CFL में मैचिंग समझाते. फॉर अ डेबिट नोट देयर शुड बी अ करस्पॉन्डिंग क्रेडिट नोट. आई हैव गिवन टू प्रवलिका क्रेडिट नोट, प्रवलिका शुड गिव मी डेबिट नोट. Imagine I have given credit note to her, but she has not given me debit note. What will happen? I will pay tax on 3,
Yes, sir.
but she will claim tax on 5.
Yes, sir.
So who is getting loss here?
You.
Government. Not me. Why me?
Government.
Government. मेरे को क्या, मेरे बाप का क्या जाता है? मैंने टैक्स तो 3 लाख पे भरा है. प्रवलिका ने ITC कितने पे ले लिया है? 5. So I will pay tax on 3. प्रवलिका will take credit on 5. Government बोलेगी अरे यार ये कुछ गड़बड़ हो रहा है. For a debit note, sorry, for a credit note, there is no corresponding debit note. So Pravalika is taking undue advantage, or for Ashwin Gilda there is no matching a debit note. Notice will not come to Pravalika, notice will come to me asking me, you have given a credit note to Pravalika for which there is no matching a debit note. You do one thing, on further 2 lakhs you pay tax along with interest. उनको प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मेरे को ही प्रॉब्लम आएगा. So what should I do? I should make a follow up with her, asking her, madam, please give me what note, debit note. Still she will also get a notice saying that wrongly you have claimed credit on 5 lakhs where you are supposed to claim credit on 3 lakhs. For excess claim of 2 lakhs credit, you please pay interest.
Yes, sir.
अरे 5 lakhs ITC वाडेस ఉంటుంది కదా, సో उनसे इंटरेस्ट भराएगी गवर्नमेंट. इंटरेस्ट पेनल्टी प्रोविजंस नहीं है, छोड़ दो. इंटरेस्ट रेट इज हाउ मच, 24% per annum. For not paying proper tax, interest rate is 18. For claiming excess ITC, interest rate is 24. Puro. Let us understand.
Let us understand few examples where the concept of debit note or credit note can arise.
Yes.
The value of goods supplied and the value of invoice does not correlate.
Yeah, समझ में आ रहा है. सप्लाई की वैल्यू इनवॉइस की वैल्यू कोरिलेट नहीं हो रही. अप एंड डाउन हो सकता है. कंटिन्यू.
The rate of GST supposed to be charged is different from the rates reflected in invoice.
Yes. रेट में प्रॉब्लम्स आ गए. मे बी यू चार्ज मोर और यू चार्ज लेस. रेट्स में प्रॉब्लम आ गए. हाँ.
Where the sales made are written or purchase made or written.
सेल्स रिटर्न्स, परचेज रिटर्न्स. नेक्स्ट.
Where for the supply of good or services there is a deficiency.
डेफिशिएंसी में आ रही है. Imagine bill has been raised for 10,000 units, but logically I have supplied only 9,800 units. Why? 200 units got destroyed in transportation. Obviously she will ask me, sir refund दो हमारा अमाउंट. अरे जब मैंने सप्लाई किया 10,000 यूनिट सप्लाई किया, 10,000 यूनिट्स का बिल किया, रिस्क एंड रिवार्ड्स ऑफ डैमेज बिलोंग्स टू मी. बाय द टाइम द गुड्स रीच देयर, देयर ओनली 9,800, 200 यूनिट्स हैव बीन डिस्ट्रॉयड इन ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. कुछ हो गया, डैमेज हो गया. Obviously I have to refund that amount. So I will give a credit note, she will give me a debit note.
Yes, sir. Let us understand due date for issue of debit note or credit note.
Yeah, I think wait a minute, this will not understand. अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ धीरे से, ध्यान से सुनो. आई डोंट नो हाउ मच यू आर अवेयर ऑफ. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ध्यान से सुनो. सर सुनना एक बार. व्हाट इज द ड्यू डेट टू इशू इनवॉइस? थियोरेटिकली है, प्रैक्टिकली इट्स फार फार डिफरेंट. आई विल टेल यू व्हाई. इमेजिन दिस इज द ईयर 1920. सुना आराम से. अप्रैल से लेके मार्च. दिस इज द ईयर कॉल्ड व्हाट सर? 1920. गवर्नमेंट सेज प्रैक्टिकली अप्रैल का डेबिट नोट क्रेडिट नोट यू कैन गिव इन मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, अक्टूबर। अब्बा मतलब अप्रैल का एडजस्टमेंट आप मार्च तक कर सकते हैं, हाँ कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। मतलब ड्यूरिंग द होल ईयर यू कैन इशू डेबिट नोट और क्रेडिट नोट एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम। डाउट कम्स, कैन इशू अ डेबिट नोट आफ्टर मार्च? बिकॉज ईयर एंड होने के बाद आई वॉन्ट टू इशू डेबिट नोट और क्रेडिट नोट फॉर दिस पीरियड आफ्टर 1920। गवर्नमेंट स्टिल पॉसिबल है, बट देर हैज टू बी अ कट ऑफ डेट फॉर डूइंग ऑल दिस एडजस्टमेंट। अभी फाउंडेशन पास हो गया आप लोग, इमेजिन इफ देयर इज एनी डिस्क्रिपेंसी इन फाउंडेशन, विल यू आस्क नाउ मेरे को 10 मार्क कम है? अरे अभी नहीं मेरे भाई, तब पूछना था 1 महीने के अंदर। डोंट से अभी 10 साल के बाद मुझे पता चला मेरे फाउंडेशन के 10 मार्क कम है। भूल जा भाई, कुछ नहीं होगा, अभी कुछ नहीं होगा। बिकॉज यू आर सपोज टू रेज एनी क्वेरीज विद इन हाउ मच टाइम? 30 days टाइम फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ योर रिवैल्यूएशन रिजल्ट और रिकाउंटिंग रिजल्ट। इफ यू फाइंड एनी डिस्क्रिपेंसी 30 days, उसके बाद भूल जा, कुछ नहीं होगा, आपका भी कुछ नहीं होगा, ऐसे के भी कुछ नहीं होगा। सर में आ रहा है? सो गवर्नमेंट सेज फॉर द ईयर 1920 if you want to raise any debit note or credit note, what time I'll give you, I'll give you time up to September month return, not September September month return। September return का जनरली ड्यू डेट क्या रहता है पता है? 20th of October। जनरली फाइल रिटर्न्स ऑन मंथली बेसिस। सो 1920 का एडजस्टमेंट कब तक अलाउड है? सितंबर का रिटर्न डालेंगे ना, फॉलोइंग सितंबर का रिटर्न कब डालते हैं? ऑन और बिफोर 20th October। सो गवर्नमेंट सेज फॉर द ईयर 1920 द लास्ट डेट टू इशू एनी डेबिट नोट और क्रेडिट नोट वुड बी व्हाट सर? 20th of October। दैट इज ऑन और बिफोर द ड्यू डेट ऑफ फाइलिंग ऑफ रिटर्न फॉर द मंथ ऑफ September फॉलोइंग द एंड ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर। On or before the due date of filing return for the month of September following the end of financial year। For this financial year end होने के बाद सितंबर मतलब नेक्स्ट ईयर है, उसके ड्यू डेट के पहले डाल दो। और अब हुआ नहीं, और अब ध्यान से सुनो, और इमेजिन फॉर दिस ईयर देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड एनुअल रिटर्न। प्रैक्टिकली मतलब है, अभी हम लोग एनुअल रिटर्न 18-19 का भी डाल रहे हैं प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में। सुन लो, वो भी बता देता हूँ, ऑल दिस इज नॉट देयर इन एग्जाम। फॉर द ईयर 18-19 द एनुअल रिटर्न ड्यू डेट हैज़ बीन एक्सटेंडेड यस्टरडे। 18-19 का रिटर्न हम लोग अभी डालने का ड्यू डेट दी गवर्नमेंट, कब तक है? 31st of October तक। 18-19 हो गया, 19-20 हो गया, 19-20 के बाद अभी भी हम लोग 18-19 का रिटर्न डाल रहे हैं। ठीक है, लीव ऑल द ड्रामा। पॉइंट लॉ इज व्हाट लॉ सेज for the year 1920 you will file an annual return। ಬಿಡಿಸೋಡುತ್ತಾರೆ ಜಾಗ್ರತೆ ಬನ್ನಿ। For the year 1920 you will file annual return। Generally the annual return due date is 31st of December, end of the financial year। वो ड्यू डेट है। Imagine you have filed annual return before only। Once you file annual return can you do any more adjustment? अब हो गया, सब कुछ एनालाइज हो गया, अब और क्या करेगा? So government says thereby the last date to issue any debit note or credit note for the year 1920 would be the due date to file return for the month of September following the end of financial year or the date of filing of annual return whichever is earlier। अभी आपने समझो, एनुअल रिटर्न आपने फाइल कर दिया अगस्त के महीने में, एनुअल रिटर्न हैज बीन फाइल्ड इन द मंथ ऑफ अगस्त ओनली, खेल खत्म, डोंट गो टू सितंबर, योर डेट हैज बीन क्लोज, एनुअल रिटर्न हैज बीन फाइनलाइज्ड फॉर द ईयर 1920। आफ्टर दिस यू कैन नॉट डू एनी एडजस्टमेंट। बोलो सितंबर का ड्यू डेट और एनुअल रिटर्न विच एवर इज अर्लियर। कारण प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में 1920 का एनुअल रिटर्न क्या, 18-19 का एनुअल रिटर्न हम लोग अभी फाइल कर रहे हैं। तो ये जो लॉ ने जो डेट्स बोले वो प्योर थियोरेटिकल है। दो लॉ सेज प्रैक्टिकल इट शुड बी पॉसिबल टू फाइल रिटर्न अप टू दिसंबर, बट प्रैक्टिकल इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल। मतलब अभी लॉस चल रहे हैं, जीएसटी लॉ इज़ वेरी न्यू, इवन सीएस आर फाइंडिंग डिफिकल्टी टू फाइल एनुअल रिटर्न। पूरे साल का रिकन्सिल करके रिटर्न डालने में दिक्कत आ रही है लोगों को। समझ में आ रहा है? फॉर्म्स आर न्यू, concept is new। Please read। Yes sir, please read। Sir,
let us understand due date for issue of debit note or credit note।
important है, careful, IMP बोल के लिख लो।
Let's say a transaction of supply has taken place in financial year 17-18। Therefore any debit note or credit note for such financial transactions should be issued on or before the following dates। A 30th of
I think you better remove that A sentence। A sentence को remove करके यहाँ पे लिखो, that is A point I am rewriting again। A due date to file return. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Due date to file return
For the month of
for the month of
September.
Following the end of financial year. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Generally, it is 20th of October. Due date to file return for the month of September following the end of financial year, or now you read, sir.
Or the date of annual return actually filed, whichever is earlier.
Yes.
Therefore-
Practically, B point will never come. क्यों तो एनुअल रिटर्न इतना जल्दी फाइल ही नहीं कर पा रहे, 2 साल लग जा रहा है रिटर्न फाइल करने के लिए.
Therefore, after this period, debit note or credit note for the financial year 17-18 cannot be issued.
आप नहीं इशू कर पाओगे, खेल खत्म हो जाएगा आपका. Am I clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
So this is your chapter. अब small amendments are there, small some things are pending which we'll take up now. Right now, we'll take a lunch break and resume back. कितना half an hour? ले लो lunch break ले लो, we'll resume back. Okay.